Last minute leaks and information from Pine Leaks about some of the features that we're getting in the iPhone 12 and all of the latest iPhone 12 news right before the launch from Apple tomorrow. This one is brought to you though by a ton of Amazon deals. Amazon are getting ready for Prime Day, so we've got the big full sale Prime Day deals. You can also get Amazon Music for 3 months for just 99 cents and $50 off an Audible subscription. I'll leave all those links in the description below. You can go and check them out if you want. Let's get into those iPhone 12 latest final leaks. So basically the entire iPhone 12 series, all of the specs, absolutely everything was pretty much leaked by an account in China called Kang, and I made a video about that one already, so I'll link that below as well. You can go and check that out. But we do have some latest feature leaks from Pine Leaks telling us about Face ID and some of the camera improvements that we're going to be getting in these phones. So firstly, let's get through to Face ID, and this is getting an improvement, and we would expect this, of course. Pine Leaks, which apparently is a Twitter account controlled by Max Weinbach, a prolific leaker, was telling us that essentially Face ID would be better at scanning faces off to the side, so you wouldn't have to be right in front of it to actually unlock. This apparently is coming, so we're getting an upgrade in the iPhone 12 series quicker, and also it will be able to scan you from more angles and unlock the phone, so a welcome improvement on that one. Also in this leak, Pine Leaks confirms that the notch itself isn't changing. This is something that we've heard now for a while. And for the iPhone mini, this is getting a slightly different notch. We've also heard this from other leakers, Pine Leaks also confirming this. So the iPhone 12 mini will have a slightly redesigned Face ID and True Depth camera system. Just because the phone is so small, it cannot have the same size notch as the other phones. Otherwise, there wouldn't be enough space on the left and right sides for all of the icons. So apparently this one is actually slightly narrower, but also slightly deeper as well. There are no specifics on this in the leak in terms of the actual size, but watch out for the notch of the iPhone 12 mini being slightly different than the other phones. Now, more exciting really is coming to the cameras. And again, Kang's leak a few days back just told us everything about the hardware. And it's super exciting, to be honest. The Pro and Pro Max definitely getting some big upgrades when it comes to zoom. And the Pro Max actually having a different camera system to the Pro. So if the camera is really important for you, watch out for that 12 Pro Max, because that apparently is getting some big upgrades. And so both digital and optical zoom will be getting a boost. We'd already heard that from Kang's leaks, 5 times optical zoom in the Pro Max apparently, and 4 times optical zoom in the iPhone 12 Pro. Pine Leaks also suggests that the vanilla iPhone 12, the normal iPhone 12, no mini, no Pro, will be getting the same camera zoom, so a 2x zoom, but you will get an increase in zoom range. So this is going to be digital zoom, plus also some extra processing from all the new algorithms to actually make this longer and better overall, but the actual hardware should be staying around 2 times. Something I'm really interested to see is just how Apple are going to give us a 5 times optical zoom in the iPhone 12 Pro, because usually with 5 times you do need to move to a periscope camera. Apple aren't doing that this time, so I don't know how they're going to do a 5 times zoom. We have heard that the ultra wide on the iPhone 12 Pro Max is changing. It's different, maybe wider. So if the ultra wide is wider, then you can use maybe a 4 times zoom or similar, and maybe call it 5 times zoom from the ultra wide to the max zoom range. But let's see how Apple give us that one. It does look, however, that the ultra wide, at least on the Pro Max, definitely is changing, and this is also confirmed by Pine Leaks. The leak says to watch out for the ultra wide. It should be getting a wider aperture. This is good for a couple of reasons. A wider aperture lets in more light, and so overall the image quality should get a little bit of a boost, but also it means that low light capabilities will be boosted as well. The wider your aperture, the more light you can have in those low light situations. Nothing in this leak mentions night mode on the ultra wide though. That's a huge omission in Apple phones. A lot of Android phones have it, and Apple kind of need to put it in their ultra wide, for me anyway. There's no confirmation whether Apple are including it or not, so maybe this is still a surprise for the launch event. We also get information in these leaks about how Apple are going to market the battery. We know that they should be more or less the same size, maybe a little bit smaller, maybe a little bit bigger. But anyway, we know now that Apple are going to tell us that it's about a 1 hour battery increase, at least for the Pro models. Definitely the iPhone mini, because this phone is so small, it's going to have a tiny battery in there, and it looks like the battery life overall isn't going to be amazing. We also heard from that other leak from Kang that the iPhone will switch dynamically between 4G and 5G depending on where you are and if you have access to 5G to limit the battery drain. In any case, expect Apple to tell us that they've improved the battery life. Day-to-day usage, I guess those tests will have to come in time. Then we have this report from Ming-Chi Kuo essentially telling us he expects that the iPhone 12 is going to be the most popular phone this year of the series. No prizes there, to be honest. It usually is the Pro, Pro Max, and then this new Mini. Usually the most popular iPhone is just the vanilla iPhone without any Pros or Maxes after it. But here's all the information for you of each of the phones right before the launch so you know what to expect. We've got the iPhone Mini, dual camera, wide plus ultra wide. That should be available in around mid-November, 5.4 inch screen starting at around $699. You then have the iPhone 12, a dual camera again, wide plus ultra wide. Dolby Vision video recording, which sounds pretty cool. It's going to be very high class. Availability around the end of October. That may be starting at around $800. Then moving up to the Pro, you get a triple camera system with LiDAR, extra optical zoom up to 4 times according to Kang's leak anyway. Availability also at the end of November, starting around $1,000. With the iPhone 12 Pro Max, you get even more camera upgrades. So a triple camera system with extra zoom, around 5 times optical zoom apparently. You also get an ultra wide that has expanded beside it. That may be wider. Also, it looks like the aperture is getting wider as well. That one may not be available though until near the end of November and starting about $1,100. So the launch event is tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific time in the States. Let me know which one you're looking forward to. I hope you enjoyed my Apple news for this season. That is it for this one though. Thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one.